Oh, the maximum, the recommended maximum?
Yeah, 80 degrees.
Well, as I told you, this is pretty controversial. I think what they wanted to do to start with, align themselves with the telecom standard or de facto standard NEPs. And they have that range that you saw, 65 to 80 Fahrenheit. I think this is going to be like taking in steps. I have a feeling that those ranges will be a little bit wider in the next revision.
So it didn't have anything to do with maybe server fans ramping up to cool?
That was a concern, because if the starter ramps up and they start around 25 Celsius, that could be a negative factor for energy efficiency. But I think the first step, it was very important to align themselves with the telecom environment.
Question to you.
Yeah, working off of what Bruce was asking, we've actually done simulations and looking at a number of system providers, and you see things like at low end fans on a system might only be taking 6% of the total energy of the system, but when they do ramp up, like at 75, 78 degrees, they can go up to 30% of the power of that system. If you multiply that across hundreds of thousands of systems, it actually completely overwhelms the savings on the choices. So being very careful to keep RCI kind of 72, 73, you start hitting 75 as your inlet temperature, and you start triggering specs on the campus.
Let me just repeat the question there, or a comment. I think it was more a comment. Yes, we have to be really careful. We don't jacking up the temperature too much. The internal fans in the server start to speed up because they can eat up that energy efficiency we wanted to accomplish by raising the temperature in the first place. That was that correct? Yeah. Interpretation of your comment? Tim?
Thanks. Is Uptime Institute part of the ASHRAE Technical Committee, or who do you have on the reliability side in that technical committee?
Or TC 9.9?
Yeah.
I think there are 18 voting members. Is Uptime on the voting member? No. I'm sure that they are on the corresponding member list, and that's about 250 people. But you know, I must say that the voting members is pretty good cross-section of individuals from different, you know, end users, manufacturers, consultants, and so on.
I mean, the reason, I know you probably know why I'm asking this, but if you have 18 people in the technical committee that are all worried about energy efficiency, that's not maybe representative of the top concerns of the data center operation.
Well, TC9, I don't want to go into the details about TC 9.9, but they have been a little bit vendor-centric in the past, and I think that's changing now. Maybe just one last question here, and move on.
How will PUE be corrected for fan speed?
Well, that's
Server fan speed.
that was not my intent to talk about PUE here.
Okay.
Now,
So
there was a thermal analysis of the new thermal guidelines from ASHRAE and how it connects with this particular project.
PUE can't be corrected. You're just going to have to live with it.
Yeah, so,
no, but
so right now, PUE is actually positively impacted by upping the speed of the fans and turning on the chiller. Even though it uses overall more energy, it's a worse situation.
Absolutely.
So PUE can look like 1.1, but you're using more energy than 1.2 or 1.5.
Let me just add one last thing about that. There is a suggestion actually to change that, to look at the whole energy equation. And in that case, that kind of PUE or DCIE will take that into consideration, and I think it should.
You showed telecom standards with no bottom humidity limit.
Right.
Why can't we do that?
You could.
Thanks.
But remember, that spec is vendor-centric, and they probably would like to be a little bit conservative, right? Because it's their liability. But telecom is a very different animal. They are very end-user-centric, and for them it was easier to remove that lower limit because it makes it much easier for them to operate their facilities, and they could save a substantial amount of energy that way.
But humidifiers are a cool thing to sell along with your crack units. Magnus, thanks so much.
All right.
Really appreciate it.